Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you, it's one of those days where it's like every 4 or 5 days, I always have this sneaking suspicion I did something wrong on the stream, but nope, everything looks good. All right. So anyway, welcome back. Hope you, even though days off are stupid, I hope you enjoyed the day off. Hope you had a good Labor Day. That being said, let's get right. One thing I do want to bring up. I talked about this last night, but Nicole will drop the link in chat. But the info sessions tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Register, submit your question, and again, I'll keep it real short. The idea behind these is slow down a little bit, get a little more in depth instead of the rapid fire type thing that we do here. So that being said, Aehr is definitely a top dip and rip. Top dip and rip runner on Friday at 52s. PR today, relatively low float. Not great volume. Volume's okay. I do like the headline on this. Now, it is a little vague. A Fortune 500 supplier, blah, blah, blah. But what I like about it, it's very buzzwordy. If you're following the business news, which you should be, I don't know what else you would be reading. I mean, that semiconductors, automotive, it's a huge issue. You've got Ford, GM, they're idling plants. You see these pictures, these satellite pictures of just the parking lots full of cars. They can't ship cars. They can't ship trucks because they don't have the semiconductors. So what I like about this, very buzzwordy, electric vehicles, automotive, semiconductors, you see what they're doing there. So as always, I like to tip the hat to crappy penny stocks that know how to play the game. They hit pretty much all the hot buzzwords. And if this week opens and breaks the high of the day, you got to dip and rip. Only thing I would say lacking, just, in this day and age, in 2021, 900,000 shares at 8:30 a.m. isn't what I would call amazing. So that being said, let's get to work. Alex asked about RNXT. Whoops. We were just talking about this one in the Steady Trade team chat. So this checks a lot of boxes as well. So let's get the notes. RNXT, recent IPO, big runner. Lot of baggies in this. So that's a negative. Okay. Low float, good volume. I mean, this is a $12 stock, and it's traded 4 million shares, so not bad. And then they also have a Monday morning PR, right? Let me double check. I don't want to misquote. Yeah, so RenoCast system for solid tumors. I would look at a key psychological level of probably 12 with risk on VWAP would be one way to approach this. Or afternoon hard breaks over 1350. So the morning idea would probably be a 12 break, whole dollar, half dollar, and risk on VWAP. And then the afternoon idea would probably be more towards high a day, up around 1350. Both are valid. Thoughts on FTFT news? Nah. I didn't see the news, but let me take a look. FTFT sucks. So, and plus, Bitcoin's doing nothing again, right? Last I knew, isn't Bitcoin still struggling with 50K? Last I knew, yeah. So Bitcoin failed to break out again. FTFT, let me look at this PR. I'm sorry, but I just, listen, if Bitcoin ever breaks out for real, this is my point on FTFT and the others. There will be a time. Okay, I am not saying the FTFT, the BTBTs, the Riot, the Maras, I'm not saying they're dead forever, but right now, I just don't think it's the time. Discotronic asks about KPLT. Gap to fill. Mediocre volume. 100 million float. So when I see mediocre volume, 100 million float, it's always an afternoon idea. So KPLT, high float, mediocre volume, afternoon VWAP holds. Seaborn, do you think MMAT can squeeze? I hope so. But it's not a squeeze until it breaks previous day's highs. So MMAT is straight out of the ebook. Previous day's highs. Jeez, my typing is on point this morning. Set alert there. Over 650. Now listen, I love it if it can really get going, but dead right now. One of these days I'll get my iPad back in here. Is APOP dead? Probably. I had hopes. APOP was looking good middle of the day, but then it failed late day Friday. This is a possible red to green, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. So, Matthew, hey, anything can happen. It's 2021, baby, but I don't have much hope. But hope is about a level 2, okay? What do you think about BBIG red to green? No. See, and here's why, okay? I haven't been using the whiteboard as much lately. So, what I don't like about a red to green, you got pre-market resistance from Friday. You got afternoon resistance from Friday. I mean, it kind of broke it, but then immediately slammed back. So, it broke 825 middle of the day for a few minutes. But, see, this is what I see. If you take that red to green, I think you're early. Because I see in the last 24 trading hours, okay? Now, I get it. It's 4 days ago. But when I'm talking about time, this is something, again, maybe I don't point this out. But when I'm talking about time, I'm talking about market time. So in market time, in the last 24 hours, this has failed to break 825, 850 4 times. So, what do we say about technical analysis? One of my favorite Mark Twain quotes, though I believe Mark Twain may have stole this, but hey, he's awesome. So he stole a lot of quotes. I steal a lot of quotes. Hey, it's like, hey, as I think Steve Jobs stole this quote from, who was it? Anyway, the real artists steal quote. So I think Steve Jobs stole that from somebody else, which is about stealing quotes and art. But anyway, my point is, talk about randomness. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. If in the last 24 hours this has failed to break 825, 850, is today the day on no news? Ask yourself that. No news. Is today the number 5? Well, I think today is number 5. I think that just your odds aren't great. So the only play I would look on BBIG would be if this is over 850 into the afternoon, because then it has then proven itself. discussion of chart history. Remember, the chart tells us, well, let me rephrase. The chart's past gives us an indication of the future, okay? Now, as always, let's say BBIG drops some news. Let's say the chat room pumps BBIG. Let's say Wall Street Bets pumps BBIG. Everything changes. But assuming no news, assuming no pumps, the chart, the reason we look at the chart on multiple time frames is the chart is history, and I mean, oddly enough, the times we live in, it's interesting, the times we live in, how, man, I'm just full of quotes today, but, those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it, which again, we don't talk politics here, but I don't even know if that's a political statement. I mean, I don't care where you stand on the political spectrum. Does anybody doubt that the fact of the times we live in, that there is a lot of those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it? Does anyone, and I don't care where you are on the political spectrum, does anybody dispute that? Well, those that haven't learned history, I suppose. Tim's just all over the map this morning. Anyway, we use the chart to give us an indication of the future. To me, this chart indicates multiple fails over 850. You can tell I had 3 days away from pre-market prep. I missed you guys. I missed you, Here I am blabbering on because I missed you so much. So let's finish up on IRNT. I would say this is either number one or a very close number two high price dip and rip for me. So 945 or late. This is that SPAC from last week. It's also relatively low float. It's got decent volume. And I would think of this as a rule of 10 stock. What's that mean? I think of this like a $4 stock. If this can break that whole dollar, half dollar area of 4 post 945, I would probably then trade against VWAP, which would be 350 with a goal of like 5 plus. As always, if you don't understand the rule of 10, if you don't understand chart history, I have time limitations here. I have to go do I want to go do a Steady Trade team webinar. Check out the info sessions, doing them twice a month. The idea is, again, to spend some more time on some of these more esoteric ideas. All right, my friends, have a great day. And remember, I will leave you with this. Whoops, where's my music? Where's the group? There it is. All right. Have a great day. Hope to see you tomorrow night at the info sessions. Those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it, my friends. Learn. Whether it be human history or chart history, learn.